Hi guys, I thought I'd demonstrate how interacting with multiple tries works first as a student and then take you through the mechanics of how I set this up as an instructor. So the first thing to note, and I'm just going to start a new preview here, that I've made a copy of the existing Commence Your Study quiz and I've converted that over to work as interactive with multiple tries. So the way that this works for students is that, and I might even jump to one of the simpler questions to start with. So a student can attempt a question, hit the check button, and if they fail to get it right, they've got the option to try again. Now at the moment I've got mine set to 3 attempts. I'll explain how I achieve that later on. So I'm going to do try again. Maybe I'll get the answer wrong a second time. You'll note now it says that I'm on my last attempt. And if I try for a third occasion, I'll either get it right or I'll get it wrong. And that answer is then locked in. Let me try another one to demonstrate that. This time I've got it immediately correct on the first attempt, so I don't need my remaining attempts. You'll notice that check button is grayed out. So let's have a look at the settings that I've applied to the quiz. But also I'm going to take you to the settings for each question, because the thing about this particular option is you need to edit each individual question as well. So let me start with the quiz settings first. So I'm going to edit the settings of the quiz. I'm going to expand all. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm only allowing one attempt for the quiz. That seems counterintuitive at first, but I'll get to that later, because you only attempt the quiz once, but you get multiple attempts to the individual questions within the quiz. When we get down to the review options, well, first of all, question behaviour is interactive with multiple tries. So that's the option there. As part of a review, during the attempt, I'm allowing to know whether they're correct. I don't know whether you're using feedback to your questions, but if you are, you can choose to tick those on as well. And I'm going to go to the bottom and save that. But that's not the complete work, and I think this is where perhaps Vinod, you've struggled with this, because in addition to that, the individual quiz questions need to be edited to indicate how many attempts you allow for each question and what the penalty is if they get that attempt wrong. So let me take you into one of the questions we met earlier on. I'm going to hit the edit question box. And I'm going to scroll down to the multiple tries section. So this is probably not somewhere that you visited before. The first thing to note is, do you allow for multiple tries? And if you do, what is the penalty for each incorrect try? Now, potentially, for instance, you could say that they're allowed to do it more than once, but every time they have a repeat attempt, I'm going to penalise them a third of the marks. Now, because you're doing competency-based assessment, I doubt that's what you want to do, but it's an interesting option nonetheless. As you scroll down then, they call them hints. I don't like that language, but this is every reattempt basically. So you'll notice I've got 2 reattempts, and here is the text that I'll display for each reattempt. So on the first reattempt, I'm telling them they've got 2 attempts remaining. Second reattempt, I'm saying, well, this is our last. So you can see how this works, that basically, depending on the number of hints that you have listed here is the number of reattempts you're allowed. And this is the feedback given to each reattempt. So in essence, there's a little bit of an overhead to go to this question type, because not only do you have to edit the quiz, I'm just going to cancel out of this, but you would need to go through to each and every question within that quiz and set those settings. Once you've done that, of course, it all works, but it's just that effort initially to get everything working as you want it to. So I hope that's helpful to you.